Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. Today, I took a trip to the heart of Manhattan's Chinatown on a heavily touristed street called Mott Street. I found Ming Wong restaurant. Restaurants in New York with a Wong in their name are restaurants that serve reliable old-school Cantonese food and are generally popular with locals. I arrived on a weekday evening, fighting past people picking up their takeout orders. This restaurant reminded me of another Wong restaurant, but I'll get to that later in the video. Come and join me to see what they have to offer. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show, and today I am at a restaurant on Mott Street in the heart of Chinatown. It's called Ming Wong. This is the first time I've ever been here. It is a type of restaurant that's in the lines of restaurants such as Big Wong, basically roast meats, noodles, congee, that sort of stuff. And today I'm going to order several dishes and we'll see how the food is. This is Ming Wong's menu. It's interesting, there's no cover page, and on the first page we have some soups. We have pork dishes, beef dishes, vegetable dishes, and next we have seafood dishes. These are all the Cantonese seafood dishes. All of these seem to be pretty well priced, most under $24. There's some chicken and duck dishes. They even have a Peking duck over here. And we have some appetizers. These are all the Cantonese type appetizers like curry fish ball. We have congees, we have soups, fried rices, vegetables, sizzling platters. Next we have some chef specialties. These are all different types of Cantonese stir fry, including clams. Here's a clay pot section. Basically these are the casseroles. These tend to be a little more expensive, 25 and below. And next we have the chung fan, which is the steamed rice cakes, rice crepes. I'm here at around 6 o'clock and they still have these available, which is great. Next we have the congee, all about $8, and some soup noodles, like the wonton noodles. And they're all reasonably priced. Everything is under $11. Next we have the appetizers. These are all the roast meats. Then we have some roast meats over rice. All of these are under $13. Well, $13.50. Next we have all types of Cantonese noodles, from the pan-fried to the chow fan, lo meins, that type of stuff. Here's the Hong Kong style lo mein. And finally we have some more fried rice, everything under $16, and hot dishes over rice. I ordered the shrimp chung fan or shrimp rice roll, and wow, this looks kind of confusing. This one's all wrinkled and this one's kind of smoother, and the shrimps are kind of small, so this looks very uneven. It comes with the soy sauce, sweet soy sauce down here, so this is totally uneven as a dish, but I'm wondering how it tastes, so I hope it tastes better than it looks. The first dish I'm going to try is the shrimp rice roll. Now, this is really uneven. It's all wrinkled, all uneven in appearance, but I'm just going to try this. The shrimp is not the large shrimp, it's kind of like a medium to small size. So I'm just going to put it into this because I want to take everything into one bite. Okay. The shrimp is nice and crunchy, that's a big plus. The rice roll, the rice noodle itself, the texture is really good. I can tell that it's been freshly made. It's very squeaky when I eat it. It's all about the texture here. It's not pasty. I can confirm that it's nice and squeaky. A nice, good texture. My only complaint about this dish, the flavor is great, but my only complaint is that the looks of it isn't that great. It's is uneven, but the taste is perfectly fine. Another improvement that they could make is that the shrimp that they use could be a little bigger. The smaller shrimp tastes fine, but you know, it's just personal preference. If they could use bigger shrimp, it would be nice. Interesting thing about this dish is that none of these shrimps are actually inside the rice roe. They're all laid out on the outside. That's a bit odd, but hey, it still tastes pretty good. I ordered the wonton noodle soup. Now, this is a pretty standard bowl. There appears to be one batch of wonton noodles here. And let's count the wontons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wontons. And it comes in a broth. The broth is pretty strong. I'll tell you about that later. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the wonton noodle soup. Now, let's try the soup first. Okay, the soup, surprisingly, is not that salty. To most people, it would be salty enough, but I like a little more salt in this. And it doesn't have that really strong fishy flavor in its stock, so I'm a little surprised about that. But for most people, I think this salt is enough. Now let's try the noodles. Those noodles are excellent. The sign of a great noodle in wonton noodles is that it's nice and crunchy. This one fits the bill. It has that satisfying crunch. Let's go for more of it. Yes, I can confirm that these are the classic crunchy wonton noodles. They're so good. The next thing we should look at is the wontons itself. Look at the wonton, see what it's like. I'm gonna break it open with my chopstick. And I have revealed that there is one shrimp in here, and it comes with the pork. So it's basically a pork and shrimp wonton. These are average size. They're not too big, not too small, just the right size. But once again, there's only one shrimp. Now, it's time to try the wonton. Now, this is what it looks like. It's a normal size, not too big, not too small. The shrimp is fresh, just like in the shrimp fun. It's about the same size, the shrimp, and has that nice fishy flavor, seasoned well. What more can I ask? There's 5 of them in this bowl, and has that classic wonton flavor. Nothing to complain about this wonton. The only mistake that I may have made is that I let this sit in the bowl a little too long. The wonton wrapper is a little waterlogged, so maybe it's a little pasty, but that's really my fault. But other than that, nothing wrong with the flavor. This is delicious, especially the noodle part. Which I ordered is the tasio, or the roast pork. Now the roast pork, I ordered the non-fat roast pork. So as you can see, there's not much fat here. Some pieces do have fat like this one, but it's a pretty good portion for about $10. So can't wait to give this a try. When I'm poking this with my chopstick, it seems pretty tender, so things are looking pretty good just by the feel. The next thing I'm going to try is the roast pork, or the tasio. The tasio that I chose was the non-fat tasio, the one with the least amount of fat. Now I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to take it right down the middle from the plate. This one doesn't have any fat, or very little, maybe some over here. So let's try this. Wow. Let me break it down to you this way. This tasio is not very strong in flavor. The flavor is on the periphery, not particularly salty. But what is amazing about this tasio is that it's cooked right to the point of doneness, which means that even though this is a slim slice of tasio, meaning a non-fat slice of tasio, it's still so soft and moist. I can't believe how they did this. This is like right up to the point where it's just cooked, and then that's it. They just stop cooking it. That makes it nice and juicy, even though it's the non-fat cut of tasio. is amazing. I love this. The only improvement here is that they could add a little more saltiness, a little more sweetness, but that's a minor thing. But because to me, the texture and the moistness of this is excellent. A massive bowl of beef chow fun, and look how big this plate is. It's wide and it's deep. Wow, this is pretty impressive. Now, these chow fun noodles are kind of interesting. They look like the dried type of chow fun. They're not the big, thick pieces that we're used to. So I'm wondering how this would taste, how this stacks up. Just from the eyeball test, it looks okay. Now, the last dish that I'm going to try is the famous beef chow fun. Now, it looks like a normal beef chow fun. The only difference is that the noodles are a little thinner, not as thick as the normal kinds, and they're cut into super tiny strips. Let's give this a try. See, these noodles are not that thick. They're nice and chewy. On a scale 1 to 10 of chewiness, I'd give that a 7 for chewy. I taste the wok hei. Another interesting thing here is that I've noticed in all the food that I've had so far that is not super salty. I think at this restaurant they generally dial down the saltiness of all their dishes. This one is good. If you like less salt in your food, this is okay. But it's still the wok hei. There's still the wok hei. There's still the nice chewy noodles. But you know, not all the way super chewy, but a 7 out of 10. And now let's try the beef. I can say the same thing. It's seasoned, not too salty. I could taste the soy sauce seasoning, not too salty. And it's been velveted, so it's nice and soft. Good. There's some good flank steak in there. Overall, I think this is totally passable. I think people who are watching their salt might enjoy all this food. I think you know by now from watching my channel that I really like saltier food, but this is totally acceptable. It tastes good. That's the bottom line. Not only that, look how big this plate is. There's a lot to bring home tonight. Okay, the meal is over, and what can I say? The restaurant is definitely a mid to low cost restaurant. The most expensive item I saw was probably $25, and they also have prices that are cash prices and credit card prices. The credit card prices obviously were about 50 cents to $1 more than the cash price. Generally, I thought that the food was very good. The thing that I noticed was that most of the food was not salted as heavily as in other restaurants of this type. And I think they may have done it on purpose because Mott Street is a place that has a lot of tourists, and maybe people are more conscious about their health when they come up here. You know, generally, the food was excellent, and my top pick in this meal that I had was the roast pork potassium. It was so tender, even though it was a non-fatty cut. I really loved that. If you come here, you really should try that. I didn't get a chance to try their roast duck, but I hear that it's supposed to be really good. All the other dishes, totally passable. The second best dish I think was the wonton noodle, because the noodles were the crunchy type and it was done well. Very delicious, great texture. The other two dishes, they were fine. The interesting thing was the chongfan, the rice roll, shrimp rice roll, was totally uneven. It was a mishmash. I never saw it done that way before. Maybe because the chef might be doing this at 6 o'clock p.m. at night and forgot how to roll his shrimp into the rice roll, but it's fine. It tasted fine. Another observation that I have here is that this restaurant is called Ming Wong. It's on Mott Street, and Mott Street is a very heavily touristed street. In fact, Big Wong is actually a little further up toward Canal Street. The funny thing that I noticed is that their dining room looks exactly like Big Wong. It's separated into two sections. So I thought that was a pretty funny thing. So it provides a bit of familiarity and comfort when I walk in here. In any case, I really think that this is a great place to go. If the other place is crowded, you could always come here, and vice versa. The food is pretty much interchangeable, and the quality is definitely good. I would come here again for sure. If you like Cantonese food, I have a playlist of all the New York City area Cantonese food restaurants that I visited. Go to the end of this video and look for the playlist for New York City area Cantonese food. Thank you very much for watching this video, and join me for my next video. The final bill before tip was $39.10.